You know what, for a long time now, every time I wanted to sight a rifle in, I'd go down to the 100-yard range and sight it in, and I'd have to walk all the way down here just to see exactly what my groups were. Now I'm going to sight this rifle in at 200 yards, which is twice as far, obviously, but that walk back and forth just to look at your shots really is kind of a pain. It's good exercise, but sometimes it actually takes a toll on your sighting in because you're out of breath walking back and forth. At least I am sometimes. Anyways, I got a product here from Caldwell. This is the Caldwell target camera. This one in particular is the sight-in camera, and it's good for 440 yards. They do make another version that's good up to 1 mile. So what we're going to do is get this thing opened up, get it set up, and then give it a try. All right, now this thing comes with a tripod. It comes with a little stake to kind of anchor your tripod down. It's a little windy out here today, so I want to make sure it doesn't blow over. And then inside the case, you've got a couple items in here. You've got your instruction manual, which I've been reading through that. You've got your camera, which is right here. Now this is a HD camera, but it's only 720i, I think it is, or 720p, whatever. But it's decent resolution for what it is. And then this is your little transmitter. Now what this does is sends a Wi-Fi signal to your phone or tablet or whatever, and you keep that down there at the shooting bench with you. And then it transmits the signal live, real time, so you can see what you're doing. You can also take snapshots from it. There's a couple other features you can do with this thing too. I think you can actually measure your spread. The target I've got up there has got the actual 1-inch squares on it, so I'll be able to see that. You've got your camera mount, which is right here, and then there's a charger in here too. Now you'll plug the transmitter in on the bottom there, right next to the power switch, and it takes a little while to charge it, but it says it's good for up to 6 hours of run time. Now this is a weatherproof housing here. There's a weatherproof housing on the camera. There's also another plug on here. If you want to set this up more permanent, you can actually, if you have power somewhere near your target, you can actually set it up and leave it up for an extended period of time. There's also an auxiliary power cable here. You can hook it up to a 12-volt supply if you're just gonna not be permanent, but you're gonna be set up for an extended period of time, longer than 6 hours. It's kind of warm, and I'm probably not gonna be out here that long today, so we'll get this thing set up and see how it does. I take that back. The other plug on the bottom of there is not for extended power. The little cord is. The other one is for the power to the camera, which is this cable. And then you've got what looks like I can't remember, it looks like a giant phone jack. Now one of the things you're going to do before you get started on this is you're going to upload the or add the app to your phone or your tablet or whatever device you're going to use to view it on. You're going to want to go there. There's a link in here, or an address in here where to go to, Apple Play Store or whatever those are. I'm not the most tech savvy, but I think I can figure this out. Anyways, I've got the app on my phone already, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing on for the first time. There's instructions in here on how to set it up and everything. And there's a thing on the back here that says, although the system is designed to be weather resistant, it is not recommended to be left outside for extended periods. Now I'm going to let you know right now, my phone is a Galaxy Note 4. It's pretty much an antique. I just loaded it up with coal this morning, fired it up, and it might have little connectivity issues with it. It's doing its startup. Okay, I finally got it to connect, and there is my target set up right there right now. And it's a little hard to see, but that's not the fault of the camera. That's the fault of the daylight out here and the screen on my phone and everything. But you might need a little shade or a hood or something to put over it to be able to see it. But you can zoom in on it if you need to, and zoom out, and get it to fill up the screen there. There's a couple buttons. You can take a snapshot, you can take video, you can do all kind of stuff with it. But we're gonna go down there and make sure it picks up at the 440 yards, or 200 yards for this one anyways. And then we'll give a few shots and see how it records. Okay, so it is connected to it, as far as I know anyways. I see an image of the target there, and it's a little breezy out here. I'm shooting with a 6.5 Creedmoor, and I think the last time I sighted this in, it was just at 100 yards, so we'll see what I get. the whole point of this is not how good of a shot am I, but do I need to keep walking back and forth that 200 yards to go see my target? Now the wind is blowing from right to left, almost 90 degrees, so hopefully I won't hit my camera because it's weatherproof, it's not bulletproof. Yep, that did that. Let's do a 3-shot group, see if it'll how it shows it. All right, now when I'm looking through the scope on here, I can see the impacts. I just can't see them all that great. I can see them a whole lot better on the camera here. Not that good at shooting. Of course, I'm demonstrating the camera, not my shooting abilities. Good thing. I think the next thing I need to invest in is a bench. Now, I did not buy the target camera. Caldwell sent that to me for some testing and evaluation. And I can tell you right now, I like it because I don't like that long walk all the way down there. So it's definitely a mile saver anyways. I did not, this is a Caldwell Hydro Sled. They did not send me that. I bought that and I'm really a big fan of it too. It's really, now that I got the gravel in it, it really is nice and stable. I just kind of wish it had a way to adjust the front feet because I'm a little bit on a slope here and I've got a shim underneath there, but it does all right. It would be a lot better on a bench. They do make a what they call the stable table. I may have to buy me one of those and check it out because it's a lot easier to move out here to the 200-yard range. I don't have my bench out here. I just lay on my little yoga mat here and do my thing. Like I said, I can see the points of impact through the scope, but it's a whole lot clearer, a whole lot easier to see looking at the camera right there because I can see that, you know, one of those is like a ½ inch off. They're all off, I can tell you that, but I can see exactly how much they are off too. It's pretty cool, and I think I'll be using this a lot more. It's a little uncomfortable laying on the ground here and doing this, but like I said, stable table's probably next. Yeah, I like it. It gives you the ability to go back and re-watch your videos too, so it's a pretty handy device if you ask me. Now it's only good, this one is only good up to 440 yards, but normally if you look at the box of ammunition, they're going to give you two distances for sighting in. Usually they're going to give you a 100-yard zero and a 200-yard zero. This one gives a 100-yard zero and tells you where it's at, and then tells you what your drop's going to be at 200 yards. Some of the other ammo manufacturers will put on there a zero at 200, and it gives you the ability to really see precisely where you're at without having to walk 200 yards and then walk 200 yards back and then back and forth and back and forth. It's really a time saver. It's really convenient, and even with this old antique phone here, it works really well. All right, guys, there it is. That is the Caldwell sight-in camera. It doesn't take much to show you what it does, but it gives me the ability to know what I'm doing on this end without having to spend all that time walking back and forth. And like I said, if you want to get one that goes to a mile, they offer that too. And it's not going to break the bank. At least this one's not. I think this one runs somewhere around the 250, 260 mark, somewhere around there. And I think it's worth it, I really do, especially with the ability to be weatherproof and you can set it up for longer periods of time. If you're going to leave it out long term, I would suggest building some kind of shelter or something to keep it from you know, getting exposed to the elements a lot. But it's really, I think it's worth it, especially if you're going to do a lot of sighting in long range, or maybe you just like to do a lot of target shooting from 0 to 440 yards. It's a great one for it. And if you're going to go beyond that to a mile, Like I said, the mile one is a little more expensive, but it really offers the ability to really travel on a mile to look at your target is really tough. And if you look at some of the spotting scopes, the high dollar Vortex spotting scopes, you can spend $2,000 on those things and still not going to get you as close as what this will. It gets you right there. It's able to record your video. You can take snapshots with it. It's just really, I think it's a great product. I really do. And they're not paying me to say that. Just from the little bit of experience I got with it, I like it. All right, guys, I've already got it packed up and everything, but I'm going to be completely and 100% honest with you. I could really kick myself in the rear end for, you know, not buying one of these a long time ago. Like I said, it's not a 4K camera, but you don't need it. You can see the image just as plain as day on your phone. Even I was not in direct sunlight, but it's slightly hazy out there. But it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well too. You got your transmitter, you got your camera, you've got a tripod in here, you've got the clamp arm for the camera itself. Simple instructions, and like I said, I'm not the most tech savvy. Not, you know, dumb at it, but either way, it's easy to set up, and don't think of it as something for lazy people. There's a lot of people who enjoy shooting sports, enjoy shooting long distances, but maybe have bad knees or something, can't walk that well, just get tired out from that 200-yard trek back and forth, or longer if you go with the long range one. It's a great product, it really is, and like I said, they didn't pay me anything to say that. They just sent it to me and said, do what you want with it. You know, hopefully, I mean, they knew it was a good product when they sent it to me, otherwise they wouldn't have sent it to me. They just said, buy it yourself and then see what you think of it. But I can honestly say it's really good for what it does, and it does it very well. And I wish I would have bought one a long time ago. Anyways, if you could, I'm going to put a description in the link down below, and that is a link directly to Caldwell's site where you can buy one on there. You can look at some other products they've got on there too. And I'm not going to use the Amazon link for this because Jeff Bezos doesn't need another yacht. I need to get some 2x4s, so I'll get a little bit of a commission off it if you buy one. So anyways, thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this little button over here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.